So, hello everyone. By now, you all confirmed almost that you have Visual Studio on your computer, Visual Studio 2019. So, first open it up, please, and then create a new project, and then go to Console app. Next. So you can start by putting a name for your project. For example, uh, example one. Create. Okay, so this is what comes up. This part we talked in class, so I'm just going over it again. So include iostream is just a file that, as I said in class, input output stream. So you need to include this file on top of your program because all the words that all the keywords like C in, C out, their functions are defined inside this file. So if you want your when your program compiles, if you want these words to mean something, you have to include iostream. Then you might ask what is std colon colon. If you remember in class, I said you should add using namespace std after including your file. So what it does is that, as I said again, for example, C out means console out. Okay, so before doing this, let me run this program, see what happens. So this should show you hello world on the console. Oops, sorry. Local videos debugger. Okay, so what you should see is hello world on the console. Okay, hello world. So what's happening here? Include input output stream. You need it so these line of code will go to that file and check what cout means. So cout means console out. This is your console, and then you can see hello world. Hello world. You might ask what is std colon colon. So you can either write it like this. So that means when I say cout is the standard word that is defined here. So you can either do this, or instead of that, you can go and type using namespace std. It's the same thing. But if you do that, then you don't have to write std colon colon before any keyword for input output stream that you use. And so hello world is what you want in your console, and dash n means next line. Okay, so you have seen this far in class. Then I talked about variables, and so we covered that. Then what I want to talk about today is that, okay, so now you know how to print out something on the console window, but what if I want to interact with my user? For that, so you have another keyword called console in, C in. And the difference between C in and C out is that here the operator is this way. For C in, the operator is this way. For example, you say you want to ask the user for its name. For example, you say C out, console out. What is your name? So if you do that, when you run the program, you will see this, and then go to the next line, slash n. Okay. And as I said, you always need semicolon at the end. Okay. So CE, now you have to put your name in the console. So when you run this, you will see what is your name on the console. So what is your name? You see here, what is your name? Now, I want to type something here. I want to type my name and give this information. So what you should do is that you C in, and this operator is the other way, exactly the opposite of what you have for C out, and then name. But would this code makes sense? What is name? You have to define this name because, as I said, it's a variable, right? So you're giving your name to the program. You have to define it. What is the name? It's a string, right? It's the string name. Okay. So if you want to use a string, then you have to come here and include string. A string is the file again. If you want your computer, when it compiles this program, C++, you should give it information. So how, because C++ goes line by line and it starts from int main. So string name, what is a string? What do you mean by string? It's here. So you have to include the a string file basically on top, and then a string name, C out, what is your name, C in, name. That means you are going to type your name in the console. And then C out, again, you can say hello, and then you can put a space here, and then name. So I encourage you to type this out. Pause this video and type this out. What do you think before typing it you would see on the console? So a string name, that's a variable. Variable name is a string. Okay. So this is how you write comments, by the way. So a slash is like backslash. So you see it becomes green. That means it wouldn't, it doesn't mean anything. It's just the comments that you write for yourself. So if you want to add comments, you just put a slash. C out, what is your name? So it will be on the console, that black window. C in name, that means you type your name. So for example, for me, I will type Miriam, and then C out, you should see hello Miriam. If you put John, hello John. So that's what this program should do. And as I said, whenever you use a variable, because Miriam in any name is a string, right? If it was just one letter like A, B, C, it would be character. But here I'm using a string of characters. That's why it's called a string. So a string name is the kind of variables I'm using. So let's run it and see what happens. Okay, so it says, what is your name? I'm going to put my name. And then it says, hello, Miriam. So whatever you put, doesn't matter. The program gives you hello that. So the goal of this particular video is that to show you how you can use C in and C out. Again, if you want to use C in and C out means console out, C in console in, you have to include this file on top, include input output a string. And if the variable you're working with is a string of characters, you have to include a string.